Welcome friends. Here we will speak about the commentary on an IPO of Smartworks Coworking Spaces Limited. This is nothing but a summarization of the IPO prospectus that is released by the company to SEBI, BSE as well as NSE. The RTA for this company, that is IPO processing RTA, is MUFG in time, while the regular RTA remains CB management as per the prospectus. This company shares will be listed in the main board of BSE as well as NSE. Now we'll look at the disclaimer. I am currently not registered with any regulator in India like RBI, SEBI, etc. You may read the disclaimer in detail on the screen that is in front of you. Now in terms of issuer details or the issue details, the IPO is from the period 10th July 2025 to 14th July 2025. The issue size is 1.04 crore shares of rupees 10 each. The minimum lot that you need to apply for is 36 shares, which comes at around rupees 14,392 rupees at the upper cutoff price. The price band is from 387 rupees to 407 rupees. Now we will go at the look at the brief of the company. It is founded in 2015. The business of the company is in managed office spaces, that is they give seat space to various entities who are engaged in the IT business or other businesses. The total area that is presently managed by the company is 8.99 million square feet, which roughly translates to 89.9 lakh square feet. The money received through the IPO, it is in two parts. One is fresh issue, one is offer for sale or OFS. The fresh issue part of the money will be used for debt repayment, that is payment of interest or principal of debts that is carried by the company, expansion of the business, and for other general purposes. The OFS part would be going to the sellers, the promoters, directors of the company who are participating in the offer for sale. Now in terms of percentage breakup of these two, fresh issue is about 67.5% and OFS is about 32.49%. The PE ratio cannot be calculated for this company as we speak, since they have been running losses since the last couple of years. Now we will look at the financials, which will be of interest to you. All the values in the first table will be in rupees crores. First we will talk about 2023, then 23-24 and then 24-25. We will speak about revenue, net profit and assets. On the right side of the table is a graphical representation of the revenue, net profit and assets. For 2022-23, the revenue was 711.39 crores, net profit was minus 101 crores, asset was 4,473 crores. In 23-24, the revenue increased to 1,039 crores, the net profit reduced or losses reduced to minus 49.96 crore and the assets also reduced to 4,149 crores. In 2024-25, that is the last year in question, that is the year before the IPO, the revenue was 1,374 crores. The net profit increased or losses increased a little bit to 63 crores and the assets also increased to 4,651 crores. If you see, the assets have increased a little bit in the last 3 years. The revenues also increased, it's almost double of what it was in 2022-23. However, the net profit is a cause for concern as it's been in the range of 50 crores or so in the last 2 years. As far as the concentration of business is concerned, the company is present in about 15 odd locations in the country, out of which Pune contributed to about 30.45% in 2023 and Bangalore 23.37%, to totaling to 53.82%. In 23-24, it was 31%, 25%, totaling to 56.5%. In 24-25, it was 32.8%, 22.7%, totaling to 55. So as you can see, out of the 15 odd centers, 2 centers are contributing to more than 50% of the business in terms of revenue. Now this is a cause for concern. Financials too, that is the second bit of financial that we'll be talking about, is the big clients, that is those clients who have sought more than 300 seats from the company. In 2022-23 it was 55.85%, 23-24 it was 59.98, in 24-25 it was 63.44. This clearly indicates that the large clients have been increasing while the small clients have reduced, or maybe they are same, but they are not contributing to larger market share as one would like it. So this creates a risk for the company in terms of any of these big clients. If they were to withdraw, or if they have to reduce the number of seats, there will be substantial change in the percentage of revenue. In terms of sector which have been using their office spaces, IT sector contributed to 40% in 22-23, 23-24 it was 43.5%, 24-25 it was 42%. So this more or less remains almost same at around 40%, which is okay. But if you look at the prospectus, the company is trying to get everything reduced to 30% or less in terms of concentration. So if the company were to strive a little bit more, maybe in future they will try to reduce the IT sector to 30% or lesser. Now we will talk about the top 10 landlords contributing to the seat space that the company has taken on lease or on rent. 22-23 it was 54.75%, 23-24 it was 54.2%, 24-25 it was 49.27%. So again here you will see that almost 50% of the area used for by the company for lease space is owned by the top 10 landlords, out of which 2 of them are related to or are the promoters, which again is an issue because the promoters are the ones who are contributing to the maximum out of these 10 landlords. But the percentage is not clearly available in the prospectus, hence it's not mentioned. Now in terms of investment activities and financial activities, we will see that they have made consistent losses, the company. In 22-23 it was investment activities gave a loss of 306 crores, 23-24 it was 192 crores, 24-25 it was 276 crores. For financial activities it is 170.5 crores, 577 crores and 637 crores. As you can see, there has been huge amount of money that has been lost by the company in investment activities and financial activities. This can put in a spanner in the wheels of the progress of the company. Hence one should be really aware of what the investment activities and financial activities will give the company in future. As far as the debt equity ratio is concerned, the company has been little overdrawn on debts. So 22-23 it's 8.84 times the debt equity ratio. In 23-24 it is 6.87 times, 24-25 it is 2.9. Even 2.9 by the normal standards is very high, but the company mentions in the prospectus that they are striving to get it reduced to a large extent. So but this is a cause for concern for an investor. Now in terms of factors, as we saw earlier, the company is present in more than 50 locations, out of which 15 are the metro locations, so to say, out of which 2 of them, that is Bangalore and Pune, contributed large amount of income, which we saw in the earlier slides. The CAGR of the company over the last 3 years, that is 22-23, 23-24 and 24-25 is 20.80% in terms of space management, 38.98% in terms of operations. So this seems to be a good beginning if you go to see, but we'll have to see how the company takes it along future. As far as the budgeted capital expenses per desk is concerned, it's about 1,350 per square feet. The average payback for this amount that is so spent is about 30 to 32 months, which is about 2.5 years to 2.5 years to 3/4 years. So this is okay from the point of view of return on investment. However, the company needs to ensure that the budgeted expense is reduced, capital expense is reduced, so that the payback is also reduced. This will make the company a little bit stronger in terms of getting profits at a higher rate and earlier. The company, as we mentioned earlier, has promised that they will be having less than 30% given to a single client. So we will see how far they are able to achieve this in future. Now, in terms of credit rating for long term and short term bank deposits, etc., it is CARE BBB plus and CARE H A2. These are the ratings that the company has received for their unsecured debts or short term, long term debts taken from the bank and other sources. Now, the factors that generally are written as risks is as under. The first one is legal proceedings against the company as well as the promoters group, management, key management personnel, etc., the directors also. So this is something which is regular. However, one will find that one of the promoters, Ghansham Sarda, has huge number of cases or proceedings pending against him, both reflecting a high level of financial irregularity and regulatory non-compliance. This is something that one should be wary of. Insurance, again the company is mentioning in passing that insurance may not adequately cover the entire scope or gamut of business. This is a serious matter as the company is into lease space and they are renting it out to the outside agencies. So the cost of insurance, if it is not adequately covered, would fall onto the company, which can create issues in terms of returns to the investor. The regulatory changes or reflections in policies by either RBI or SEBI or any of the other agents, regulators operating in India, could create issues to this company as it would create to any other company in the space. Another risk factor is the commercial real estate market. The company has so far been good in terms of getting good commercial real estate and monetizing it. However, there could be an issue in terms of withdrawal by certain landlords in terms of not renewing the rent, etc. Second is the company has not got into long term agreements with any of those agencies. So it's a short term rental agreement which could possibly create issues in future. Also, the registered office and corporate office of the companies also in rental premises. It doesn't really affect the business, but yes, for records it is on rental premises. In terms of business, there could be the usual risk of competition in terms of somebody else coming into the same business with smaller or lesser CEPD, larger space, etc., etc. There could be disruption in the market in terms of what happened during COVID, where suddenly many companies, instead of taking space on rent, may ask the employees to work from home, or there could be some other type of a mechanism by which they will not want to use the rented space. So this is a major disruption that could happen to any business, as with this business. Last but not the least is the taxes that the company needs to pay or needs to pay attention to, and any change in tax laws this way or that way could create issues in terms of income or expenditure. Should you find this video informative and educative, kindly pass it on to your friends and relatives who may also likewise do so in terms of saying to their relatives or friends. Please press the like button and subscribe to this channel if you were to like it. Should you have any doubts, queries or suggestions, kindly touch base with me at ramkbharosay@gmail.com. Thank you.